Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to our live show.
Welcome.
Jeremy's been warming up his vocals.
Is that my cue to sing? Well, before I do sing, let's reiterate when we met. And I told you what I do for a living. You remember when you asked me, what do you do for a living? What was my answer?
Well, that's the number one question that most adults ask one another when they meet each other for the first time.
Because we define ourselves by our work, not who we are, unfortunately. So my answer to you was, I told her I was unemployed. And then I told her that what I really
correction, fun employed.
Yeah. And then I told her, well, you ever seen Storage Wars? I've been doing that for a while. And I asked her, what would you think about that? Would you ever do that with me? And your answer was?
My answer was, that's not something I don't think I would ever get into, but I will definitely support you. And I've always supported him.
With that being said, I wandered so aimlessly until I found George. I asked if she'd like bidding on units of the storage. You know, there's really no words that rhyme with George except for storage and forge. That's it. There's nothing else. I've checked. She said no, but if I did, that was all right. But praise the Lord, George saw the light.
I did.
She did. No doubt about it. She saw the treasure, the silver and gold. She changed her mind, and this is what I was told. She said she was like the blind man that God gave back his sight. Come on, sing with me now. Praise the Lord, George saw the light. George saw the light, George saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, George saw the light. Come on, sing with me, George. George saw the light, George saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, George saw the light. Now I gotta tell you, she's online searching every single day for the next big score to come down our way. She changed from the wrong to the right. Praise the Lord, George saw the light. Sing with me now. George saw the light, George saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no more night. Praise the Lord, George saw the light. Ready?
Not faster!
George saw the light, George saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, George saw. Yes, she saw the light.
Sing it, Jer. Give it up for Jer. J-Dub.
Finally, she saw the light. All right,
We've gotten 2 super chats so far.
Who'd we get these
Deborah
super chats from?
Hansen says, hello. Thank you for the super chat, Deborah. Appreciate it. Second super chat is from Debbie Kendall.
All right.
Thank you, Debbie Kendall. Appreciate the super chat.
So one of the things that our viewers should know, George, as we'll tackle a few housekeeping issues, then we've got a huge announcement to share with you, and then we're going to get into your live Q&A. One of the things that's happened is the channels kind of had this mini explosion again, and to the point where we can't keep up with even the comments and all the questions and the emails and the replies. It's not humanly possible anymore at this point in time.
So if we're not interacting with you guys as what you're used to, please don't take that personal.
We certainly are trying, but
we're trying our best.
There are only 24 hours in the day. And so what that also means is during the live Q&A, there's no way we can get to everybody. But if you want us to get to you specifically, the easiest thing to do within the YouTube system is what, George?
definitely you want to send us a super chat. So if you can't stay on, or it's 1 o'clock, 2 a.m. in the morning because you're from a different country and you want to ask us a question, then hop off, definitely want to send us a super chat.
All right, well, let's jump into housekeeping things. Number one, because we've been going a little bit shorter and we've been skipping the normal agenda the past couple weeks, we're going a little bit longer for you because we got a big announcement as well.
Bonus!
So we're going to be going an hour and a half tonight instead of just an hour.
So can you guys hang with us for 2 hours?
We're going 2 hours? Maybe we're going 2 hours. We'll see what happens. Okay. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. How in the world do they do that, George?
If you haven't already subscribed and this is your first time attending our live show, please consider. You just want to hop onto the channel, click on subscribe. Little bell notification will hop up. That way you don't miss any videos that we post and don't miss any live shows. Okay.
Michael Boyle just sent a live super chat and he wants to know how we post or list on eBay. We will get to that right after we get to all these housekeeping things. We will get to your question, Michael. All right, so make sure you subscribe. Also, we want to say thank you to our moderator, Meerkat, yes, right?
Our moderator, Meerkat. She'll be on the live with us answering any questions that we can't get to quick enough. Questions that are frequently asked questions. For example, how to get What the Hales merch, and what websites do you guys use to find storage auctions?
Okay,
things like that.
Last thing on the housekeeping list is we have our eBay training. So as we just had the question, how do you list on eBay? One of the things you could do is you could actually register for the eBay training. Now we got a full class as it is, but we will open up a couple more seats just for you. And we're gonna let some other ministries in as well. We're gonna let them send representatives. So March 30th, if you want to register for the What the Hales eBay training, it's a 101. We're going to teach you through the specifics and the details of how to maximize your profit of selling on eBay. You can send us a message where?
You definitely want to email us at whatthehales@yahoo.com. Let us know that you're interested in registering. And then you will get a response email back with what the next steps are.
Northwest RC Club, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You're another brilliant viewer and subscriber.
He's sending us love all the way from the UK, and it's 1 o'clock there.
It's probably 2 o'clock right now.
2:08 there in the morning.
So we're sending love right back to you. All right. So we do have a couple pieces of mail that came into the post office box. If you want to send some love, we've got a post office box. It's 106, and it's in Wooster, Ohio. It's in the details of every single video. If you don't know how to find the details on a video, there's usually an arrow, and then it opens everything up, and you can find all kinds of cool things there. And it looks like George just found something cool.
This is from our YouTube subscriber, D. Rupp, all the way from Minnesota.
Whoa.
Right? Minnesota?
Yep, I've been to Minnesota. I actually went to teach eBay an entire weekend in Minnesota.
3.
So, Bolivian money.
From Bolivia.
That will be super cool going with all of the
foreign
all the foreign collection that we get. Yep.
Just a little something for your collection or sale if you don't want to keep them. Jeremy, please stop. And he capitalized stop and underlined it. Stop eating the crap you find in units. It's too risky.
And I bet he didn't know when he sent this letter that it would actually be crap in yesterday's video. I bet he didn't see that coming.
These are not worth much, but they look like they could be. One for each of you and Meerkat. Oh, he's sending love to Meerkat. Love your videos. Thanks for the fun. D-Rup or just Dave. Good luck and health to you all. Thank you so much, Dave. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave. And then I think you've got another one as well, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, while you're opening that package...
I got a larger package from our YouTube subscriber, Ron Sindrick, all the way from Iowa.
Okay, you open that, and I've got an actual success story. So, Mike Kutzler, one of our viewers and subscribers, sent us a success story. He said, I bought a unit for $20. After going through it, there was a ton of personal items, so I thought, well, what the hell's to do? I reached out to the owner on Facebook, and I delivered to them 6 boxes. When I reached out to shake his hand, he put $40 in my hand, even though I told him I didn't want anything before the meeting. What a great feeling. He got all of his stuff back, and I made a profit. That's phenomenal, Mike.
That's great.
Great job.
Congratulations, Mike. Ron says, hello, Jeremy and George. Listening carefully to one of your videos, and I heard something. The enclosed items, one for each of you, is in response to what I heard. Enjoy, Ron Sindrick, the idea guy. And Ron sent us
Oh.
2 steel 1943 pennies.
So everybody knows we're always looking for that 1943 penny.
We're always looking for that 1943 copper penny.
Emphasis on the copper, but Ron, this will be great.
We appreciate the steal.
Thank you.
We're going to add this to our collection because right now we have about 10.
We probably even have more than 10.
Yeah, we have quite a few 1943 steel pennies. But thank you so much, Ron. Appreciate it.
And if you find a 1943 copper penny, don't send it to us. Make sure you sell that baby and retire.
Yes. And make sure you tell us about it. Don't send it to us, but tell us about it.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So we've got one more success story, and then we're going to get into the find of the week, okay? Actually, I got a ton of success stories because, well, we've got a lot of subscribers that have been following the advice, and they're doing phenomenal.
And they're doing great.
All right, so here's one.
They're doing one Hales of a job out there.
They are. They're doing a Hales of a job. So Sam M says, "Hey Jeremy, after watching your YouTube videos, I decided to give it a try. I bought a unit for $800, and I figured out what I'll be making. I'll be making well over $1,500 in profit. So thank you. Just one question. One of them had a welding tank in it. How do I get rid of that thing? Thanks in advance, Sam from Philly." So Sam, great job, first of all. Absolutely amazing
Fist
job.
Pump.
Okay, your welding tank. So you specifically have some chemicals that you need some permits to sell. So one of the things I would probably do first is I would look at the local companies in your area who actually sell those gases and see if they would buy them back from you, because you personally probably don't want to be involved in that exchange. But if you didn't want to go that route, I would quietly go that route on Craigslist and make sure their policies allow you to sell those items first. I don't know off the top of my head. And then the other place would be Facebook Marketplace. And again, you'd want to sell those things locally. You don't want to end up shipping that in a container. Way too much. So great job, Sam. Phenomenal. And
excellent, Sam.
You found the welding tank. Now it's time to show you the find of the week that we found. This was in the $80 unit. Filled with antiques. $80. We have no idea how we got that unit, but all of the unboxing is already up there for you to see. Can I get a drum roll?
Yes, drum roll, please.
This is the first time I have found this item. And I find anything and everything. And it is a United States bond.
Nice. It
First
is neat looking.
time I've ever found a bond. So, the question you're probably having, this is a $50 bond. It was paid out in 1998, okay? So, September 08, 1998. So, the question you're probably thinking is, Jeremy, if we find a bond, what do we do? Well, I suppose you could probably do the same thing we do, show everybody on YouTube. But, in essence, there's nothing we can do, because I'm going to show you here, okay? On the back of your bond, you're going to see something, and it's going to say non-transferable. Okay, we're going to look right, we're going to try and zoom in. This bond is not transferable. And so, therefore, for us, it's just a cool piece, and without that individual who it was made out to cashing it in, it's just a piece of paper. George saw the sword. George saw the sword.
Cappy1123 sends a super chat saying George saw
That was awesome. I should have. If only I was so smart.
Appreciate the super chat.
All right, we're on to the tip of the week. George, are you ready for the tip?
I am ready.
Just the
Are
tip.
you guys ready for the tip?
This tip actually comes from one of our viewers and subscribers, Charles Cook. So he says this. He says, Hey guys, just a quick note to tell you and all the other people who buy storage unit lockers to keep your eyes open for small pieces of paper with funny sentences, which could be the password or a phrase for online wallet like Bitcoin or ER20 20 tokens or coins. I've noticed a few people, they've opened safes, lock boxes, and they just ignore those small few pieces of paper and drop them off and throw them away. That has him wondering, could those be passwords? Now, Charles, I think you're thinking the right way because our currency is changing as our culture changes, and we've got to be adaptable and change with it. So that's a great tip for all of us. If we find little pieces of paper or little things that have weird phrases, we might want to hold on to those. I always encourage hold on to everything while you're sorting a unit, because you may find something that goes with it at the end. For example, back in the fall, we found a safe. I didn't open the safe until I knew I couldn't find the key to the safe, and then I brought my key, the sledgehammer. So we've done that multiple times to where we wait, we try and see, and so I encourage you to do the same thing as you're sorting. Don't just start chucking things. You're like, well, this doesn't have a piece to it, throw that away, because you may find the other piece and then you have something complete. Hold on to those things. All right, George.
Hold on a second. D-Rup said that he's not from Minnesota. It's Missouri.
Missouri.
Sorry, D-Rup.
Well, we apologize to Missouri. I've never been to Missouri. Have you?
I think I may have driven through it.
Are you ready for the big announcement?
Yeah, I'm ready. I was kind of nervous to share this with you guys, but I think it's important so that you guys understand that there may not be as much videos posted.
Maybe we should probably stop for a second. This is where the humor and the silliness stops, and we're going to hit you with seriousness.
This is a serious announcement.
This is a serious announcement, although many of you want to know, are we engaged? Are we getting married? Is she pregnant? Well, first of all, the plumbing doesn't work that way, and so... Well, actually, they may think she's completely 100% woman, I'm completely 100% man. The baby factory shut down long ago. And that being said, we're not married and all of those things, and we're not engaged. But now for the serious moment.
Yes, for the serious announcement. Back in January, I was diagnosed with cancer. So on Tuesday, Jeremy's going to take me to get surgery, and then probably come first week of April, my doctor wants me to get 5 weeks of radiation treatments every day. So for 5 weeks, every day, radiation treatments. And usually treatments are mid-afternoon, early afternoon. So Jeremy's going to be my rock. He's going to be with me the whole step of the way. So that's going to cut into his time going to auctions and making videos for you. So if you don't see as many videos go up, that's the reason why. And I think that's important why we're making this announcement, so that
I think there's an expectation on the part of viewers and subscribers. I mean, we see comments all the time like, you promised me a video today, why didn't I get a video? And the reality is, yeah, we promised a video, but we actually have lives outside of YouTube, and part of those things aren't fun. And this is one of those not fun things that we have to work through together, and obviously more she has to work through, but so that is going to need care for, and that's number one priority. So YouTube is a fun thing that we do. It's something that...
It's definitely a fun outlet, and we definitely enjoy the interaction with you guys, and we've made so many new friends, but I'm trying to stay positive through the whole thing, because with the way technology is now, I know that I can fight this. My doctor feels confident that I can fight this. So it'll just be some time. It'll be five, maybe even 8 weeks.
Could be, yeah. So YouTube is a fluke for me personally, and then George got involved as we met. And so it's all been a fluke, and it's been fun. It's not the priority of our lives, though. And so if you get a video, that's phenomenal. And if you don't get a video, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. But we appreciate your patience.
Absolutely. And frankly, your prayers. So if you're a praying person, you have a relationship with your Lord and Savior, then by all means, keep praying. And we'd appreciate that. And we'll still do everything that we can to try and educate you, entertain you, and encourage you through YouTube. But life is going to be the first priority. YouTube will take a back seat to that if needed.
Yeah, so depending on how I feel with the radiation treatments, I may not be in the videos. And again, every individual is different, because that is something that I asked the doctor, how will I feel afterwards? So we'll just have to wait and see what the next...
She will be in the next video that's uploaded because we actually recorded it today.
We did record that one today.
Knowing that she had surgery early this week. So we went double time, recorded it just for fun, and then you'll get to see that later this week.
Yep. So that was the big announcement, a serious announcement. And again, we appreciate everything. We appreciate all the thoughts, the prayers, and we just appreciate you guys. We love you all.
All right, with that awkward transition, you ready for questions?
I am.
Okay, remember, we're going to go an hour and a half tonight with your questions. And so our first question is, how do we list on eBay? So you find the next question. I'm gonna answer that first super chat.
Yeah, the one question is actually correlates with eBay.
Okay, perfect. So how do we list on eBay? What I always recommend is, first of all, you have to do your research. Go to your sold items, type in, let me back up. Go to eBay, type in the item that you want to sell, then go to your sold, and then rank it or filter it highest to lowest. Find out what it's selling for. Look at what that person posted it as or how they posted it, and then it's the law of cause and effect. If I do this, will I have the same effect? Well, hopefully you will. And so you want to copy what they do, so click sell similar. And now my recommendation is always use it as a buy it now option. Unless this is an item that you can't find anything for, you don't know what the value is, very limited time will I actually use a live auction. But buy it now option, price it high. Price it higher than what the going rate is, because then you're going to accept offers, and then they're going to kill you. Well, they're not going to kill you, but they're going to jump you in at an offer. It's going to be lower than what you actually want, but you priced high, and then you're going to meet in the middle. They're going to be happy because they got a deal. You're going to be happy because you got the going rate of what it was going for. And I see more profit and more money using a buy it now offer than I ever will a live auction, because culture and buying patterns have completely changed. Just like we talked earlier about Bitcoin and online currency.
It's the impulse buying.
Impulse buying is where it's at. And so right now that's where it's at. Doesn't mean it's always going to be there. So what's the follow-up question?
The follow-up question is, I use best offer on eBay, and it seems like nowadays 1 in 3 offers end up being a non-payment. How do you deal or cope with this aspect of eBay? Thanks. Your Best Chest Now asked that question earlier.
Okay, good question. First of all, I would encourage you to go into your settings and set things up so that eBay automatically, after 2 days of non-payment, they will open a case. What that means is they'll open a case if the buyer doesn't pay. Now, in reality, white collar, or not white collar, blue collar to blue collar, we're down here in the dirt and the grit, and what that means is eBay's going to send them a threatening email and say, if you don't pay, you're going to get your ID suspended. And usually they'll pay immediately. So it could be they actually forgot to pay, or
yeah, that's
could be a
happened
bunch
to
of
me.
things.
I haven't ran into any issues where someone makes an offer and doesn't pay. So usually what I do, because technically they have 72 hours to pay, I wait about 24 hours and then I'll send them a reminder. And, 9 out of 10 times they forget and they send in payment right away.
So you can send an invoice or send a reminder, but I still encourage you, get into your settings and actually set it up so that eBay automatically opens up a case when you're not paid within 48 hours. Because then that puts all responsibility on eBay to get you paid versus you having to work with anything. And typically eBay sends one warning email and boom, you're paid. So I don't have issues, and have you had any issues yet since you've...
I have yet to experience that.
Okay.
So, but I've had 2 people not pay right away, and I just send them a reminder, and usually they pay right away. So I have yet to experience that.
Good question.
Kate says, an auctioneer battle off is severely needed.
We agree.
Maybe we can do that in an upcoming video. Do an auctioneer battle between the both of you.
I love the idea.
Or what you guys could do is send us your best auctioneer battle, and then we'll compile a video of like the top 10 best auctioneer cards.
I wasn't taking videos at this time in my life. This was right before we started YouTube. I actually went to an auction, and it was a caravan auction. You go to site, and the auctioneer, after the first site, got in a car accident going to the second site. So I'm good friends with the property manager, and the property manager came up to me, and she said, Jeremy, Tom can't be here. Will you actually auction these off? And I went, well, you got to be a certified licensed auctioneer. She goes, you got to be the person that I asked to do it. And I said, okay. And so I actually got, for the first time in my life, the ability and asked to auction off everything else. So as I was there, I was actually with somebody else, and I had them bidding too, so I would take their bid because I was there to buy. Afterwards, she said, everything you bid on, it's now yours. You own it free of charge.
Whoa.
She waived all the fees because I stepped in as the auctioneer. That's the kind of auctioneering battle I like.
How did you do?
I did extremely well.
Yeah.
I didn't pay anything for anything. I got one unit that was packed with
Nice.
antiques. It was crazy.
Nice.
Oh, Tim Martin, my
Super
best
chat
buddy.
from Tim Martin.
Tim Martin, $4.99. Shout out to the boys, Pumpkin. Ha 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 ha. Pumpkin. No, you're the pumpkin. And can't
Is
wait
that
to
an
camp with you
inside
guys.
joke
It is
between you two?
it's an inside joke. Can't wait to camp with you guys this summer. Praying for you, George. Okay, if we put you on the church's prayer list, by all
Yes,
means.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Tim. Appreciate it.
First Baptist and Stryker, yeah, absolutely. Put her on the prayer list, and can't wait to go camping with you guys as well. Pumpkins.
Where are we going camping?
Well, we haven't figured that out yet. They're either going to have to come down here, or we're going to have to go up to them. We'll figure it out.
What part of Ohio?
They're up near Toledo.
Okay.
That's the easiest place to tell you where they're close to.
Another eBay question from Katie White wants to know, I'm getting into this because of you. Nice.
I think
how do
she's blaming you, not me.
No,
you.
she's selling because of
Oh.
us. So in other
she
words,
said because of you.
And she's inspired. We've inspired her. How do you know what to price something when it's not on eBay? I found a water racing coat, but don't know what to do. Actually, another thing, I've run into that problem before where I don't see anything that has been sold similarly on eBay. So I've hopped on Amazon, and Amazon has actually told me what prices are going for, and they actually have a camera in there where you Google Images. Amazon has an image too where you click on the little camera, take a picture, and then it tells you what it's selling for.
And, again, if you're going to be in this business, you got to have a smartphone. Smartest tool you could ever have. Now, a couple other things that you could use as well. Number one, you could sign up for a subscription on worthpoint.com. And what worthpoint.com does, it takes eBay only categorizes or only holds on to 2 months worth of sold items. So when you look at sold, and if it's a limited item that not a lot of people have had, you're not going to see it if it's sold 6 months ago. But WorthPoint's going to have all that data, all that sold data. And it's going to cost you a subscription though. But if you're really selling and you're doing well and you got volume, it's going to pay for itself. It's just another tool like your smartphone. The other thing you can do if you can't find the actual item amount, go ahead, throw that baby up on an auction. So not a buy it now. Let it roll with an auction.
Should you recommend a reserve?
How would you know a reserve if you don't know a price?
At least $25.
I never ever recommend a reserve, because here's what a reserve does. A reserve puts a wall between you and the buyer. And so when you put a reserve up, you go, listen, you're bidding against the actual seller. And buyers don't like that. It's this whole thing of, forget it, they have a reserve. They'd much rather be the open freedom space of whatever it sells for is whatever it sells for. Now, if you're selling auction style on eBay, this is my recommendation to you. You have a option or options of how many days that you're actually going to sell for. 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days. Always go 10 days. Upload on Thursday night. Upload during the evening. Because you always want your auction to end when the most people are at their computer, because the majority of bids come within the last 5 minutes of any auction on any platform at any place. So when are people at their computer? Wednesday at 11 a.m. What are you doing on Wednesdays at 11 a.m.?
Well, for me, I'm personally at work.
Oh, so you're not allowed to be on eBay? The answer is no. The answer is no.
At 11 o'clock?
11 a.m. on Wednesday, she's not allowed on her computer at work.
I'm usually in a meeting at work.
You've got to get your item in front of people when the mass are in front of their computers. And that's Sunday evening and Monday evening. eBay will actually tell you that the mass sales for them happen during Monday evening. I've experimented with all of it. My sale prices have gone up on Sunday evenings versus Monday evenings. So I always have my auctions end Sunday evening around 9 p.m. so it hits all those time zones where people are home. That's my encouragement to you, is if you're going to do that. Shirley Pearl!
Shirley Pearl.
Is the eBay class still on for the 30th? Shirley Pearl?
Yes, if you're
Sure
just
is.
now tuning into the live, the class is actually filled, but we were able to get a couple more seats. So if you want to take a road trip or if you want to fly in, we do have some of our registries coming in from out of town. Yes, definitely send us an email to whatthehales@yahoo.com. Let us know that you're interested, Shirley Pearl, and then we'll email you back with the next steps.
And if you're coming from a long distance, we actually have rooms in a hotel actually held back for you as well. So if you're worried about that, we've already got that all planned for you, and they're on reserve for you.
Us Tommy T 87 says that safe opening was epic. Just back up the truck, George. That was awesome. that safe opening video is by far, I think, like our favorite video that we've made.
But I think the quote was, "Want me to back up now?" I'm like, "No, I'm back here. Safety first." You're like, "Oh, okay." Now back up.
That video was our favorite. That was for both of us.
That was our first Thanksgiving together. It
was.
That's what we did on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And the coin caching video was another.
That was fun too. Yeah.
So those were our two favorites.
That was a ton of fun. Clint Book says, "Hey Hales, any chance of a hello, please? Watching from the UK." Clint Brook, I don't think there's a Hales of a chance of a hello. Just joking. Hello, Clint Brook.
Hello.
Why in the world are you up at 2:31 a.m. in the UK right now watching What the Hales? What the Hales are you thinking? Get some sleep, Clint.
Go-karts and motorcycles, etc. says, Jeremy and George, I finally got my 100 subs. Whoop!
Yeah! Nice job.
So what is the goal for YouTube? 1,000?
For what? Oh, well, that depends on what he wants to do with his channel.
So that he can open up more. They'll give you more perks once you hit 1,000 subs.
There's certain thresholds in YouTube. Once you get 1,000 subs, that opens things up for you. Once you get 10,000 subs, that opens things up for you. Once you get 30,000 subs, that opens up things for you. And then once you get 1 million subs, then you get your own individual representative at YouTube, because they don't have any customer service in reality for anybody who isn't at 1 million subs.
I think I'm one of your.
More.
I think I subbed to your channel, Go-Karts. If I didn't, let me know. I'm pretty sure I did.
Jeremy Brussert said, "LOL, I straightened out the gate on my truck by backing up into a tree. It was aluminum and it had folded outward." Awesome. There's always a good way to fix something.
Michelle Long says, people are looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm shopping. So are you watching us while you're shopping, Michelle? Maybe put some earbuds in.
Treasure Hustler says, what kind of channels do you guys watch? So what kind of channels do we watch? Treasure Hustlers wants to know what kind of channels.
Honestly, we don't really watch TV. Jeremy will go to the...
I think he's asking YouTube, or she's asking YouTube channels, but you can still go...
channels?
You can still go TV.
Oh, geez.
I'll go to the local library every Thursday.
Rent some DVDs.
And I'll rent DVDs while I actually respond to comments. But
he plays it. It's just noise in the background. We don't really watch it. So we're both working.
I have to have that noise in the background. I grew up in a big family. So 5 kids. And then I was in full-time Christian camping for the majority of my vocational career. So I was surrounded by not only hundreds, but sometimes thousands of kids. And so all that noise, and then all of a sudden major life changes for me. I'm now in a 2,200 square foot house with no kids.
Okay.
And that silence can be absolutely deafening. So I have to have something in the background. But as far as YouTube channels, we were just watching Wade Adventures right before we came on the live stream. Because
we posted a video on 4 Safes. Speaking of Wade's, Pamela Lynn says, Hales versus Wade. I chose at What the Hales. Fist pumping.
Is Wade doing a live stream right now?
If he does, we don't know anything about it, but we appreciate you tuning in.
Absolutely. We also watch Treasure Hunting with Jeebus. So
yes. And then if you guys follow them, Amber's been making a lot of appearances in front of the camera.
That's been exciting.
And her first appearance was with us when we did the collaboration with the guys and the girls. So
we were honored that they allowed us to be a part of her unveiling. That was pretty cool.
Pretty proud of her because She even did a live Q&A by herself while Jeebus was in class.
Yeah.
And I sent her a super chat just to applaud her for her courage because
George was sitting there going, I would never do that. I would never do that.
I could never do a
I would
live
never
chat
do
by
that.
myself.
Who else do we watch? We watch a handful of them. Storage Auction Pirate.
Yeah,
we watch Storage Auction Pirate as well.
We'll watch the other content creators on YouTube that do the same thing as us as support because we all do follow each other on social media.
There's a handful of storage unit people that we actually we watch.
Yeah.
And
they do the same. They watch us too. So I think we do it for support.
Stay tuned because we are working. Well, I probably shouldn't give a spoiler alert, should I? Well, let's just say there is something in the works that will not disappoint. And in the upcoming months, there is a mega something in the works that is for sure will not disappoint. That's enough, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll actually be, and when the time is right,
We'll make that announcement.
And that announcement will be a happy one.
You'll love the announcement.
You will love that announcement.
Lazy Walking P, up to 13 subs now. Whoop,
whoop.
whoop. Yeah! Yeah, Lazy Walking P.
I think I may have subbed to him too. If I didn't, let me know and I'll sub. I try to sub to people that are trying to be content creators on YouTube so that I can support you guys.
Now, if you like real estate, Lazy Walking P, you wanna get a subscription over on his channel. And again, I've said this in the past. I'm going to say it again. Real estate is the best investment you can ever make. It's way better than storage units. Now, storage units is fun for me. Mm-hmm. I obviously make money from it, but what I do full time, I say fun employment. I'm a landlord.
Yeah,
and so
that's what you've done the longest.
I've done that I've been a landlord since the age of 21. I turned 40. I will be my 42nd birthday this month. So, believe it or not, I've been a landlord that long, and I'd encourage it over and over and over and over again. Real estate.
Tommy G is requesting that you rap. So maybe he could beatbox a little bit. Maybe you could do a rap for the next show.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll
a rap?
That. In West Philadelphia, actually it was in Elyria, Ohio.
Randall B wants to know what religion is George. I was raised Coptic Orthodox, which is very similar to Catholic. Very similar. You're gonna have to.
I just saw treasure hunting with Jeebus.
Amber's in the house. Whoop whoop. Amber's she's using Jeebus's account.
I think he'd be okay with that.
Jeebus, you've been hacked.
Yeah. All right, let's see. We got here Colleen Velhuis. Hello, George and Jeremy, or Jeremy and George. Have you considered filming your eBay class? And would love to go but can't. Praying for you, George. Colleen, yes, we've talked about filming the class. We actually will be filming the class. But what we're going to do is film the class for those in attendance, and then that video will actually be unlisted on the channel. And what that means is, unless we give you the link, you can't get the video. And we're going to keep that video exclusive for those individuals that are at the class so that they can refer back to it as a tool. Now, we know other people want it, but in all reality, if we throw a 5-hour video out on the channel, I just don't see that beneficial when you really want that one-on-one interaction that these individuals are going to get in the eBay training classes. So we are filming it, and those who are part of the class will get that unlisted link, and they'll be able to go back to it, and they'll refer to it as a tool and a resource after their training.
Sherry Russell wants to know, did you have that ring appraised? I think it was the gold ring.
Which one? We get so many rings.
The one that I put on my finger. And then I had you try it
on.
Yeah. Not yet. And
not
then
yet.
someone said that you wouldn't be a good hand model.
That's true. That's true. I always thought my cuticles needed some work, but then they
what do
put
you guys think? Do you guys
they need
Jeremy
work.
Be a good hand model?
They need work. There's no doubt.
James Doe said he's seen a storage auction where a safe was found, then they pried it open and it contained a live hand grenade. So he's telling us to be careful with the sledgehammer.
Oh, man. Well, that's one way to get a safe open.
And And then it blows up for you.
That would get it open.
Well, thank you for the tip, James. We'll
But that
try
would make
to,
sense because a lot of
hold off on
people
using
keep
sledgehammers.
ammunition in safes, so
Yeah.
yeah. We'll hold off on sledgehammers. We can't promise we'll hold off on her back in the truck into a safe. All right, let me see what we got here. Da 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 da. I'm looking to get a sort of how to get it. Okay, Gerald Huston said, really enjoying the videos. I'm looking to getting into storage units as a side gig. Amen. Woo, woo.
Woo, woo.
All right, Gerald, you have to let us know how your first one goes.
Yes,
we
please
love
let us know.
hearing the success stories.
Yeah.
And as such, here's another one.
We do. We like to hear the follow-ups. We like to hear what you guys are going after. We love to hear it all.
So here's one from Bromo, YouTube subscriber Bromo. He says, I love the Eskimo. I have to tell you, Jeremy, I've been watching you for a while and learning from you. We bought our first storage units last week. Purchased a personal unit for $120. Purchased the industrial business type of unit for $690. Mo, who purchased the one for $120, so that's Mo. Mo made money, and I have too. Lots of money in the business unit. New items bagged, boxed with parts number, big ticket items, medical machine parts. So I want to share it with you and George and say thank you. We've been so busy listing the parts on eBay. West Coast Here, that's their eBay name, West Coast Here, if you want to check them out. And selling like crazy. Thank you again, and remembering, profiling can be a good thing.
Yes.
Always. Great job, bro and Mo.
Bromo.
Bromo.
Larry D. Mitchell wants to know, what's the deal with online storage auctions? I can't see them being worth it since you really can't see the inside. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are live auctions are my favorite, which I'll say that again and again and again. But when you don't have any live auctions, your only other option is a online storage auction. And frankly, the culture is going to change to all online because you don't have the expense of an auctioneer. Even you see what happens like Bid 13 or Storage Treasures or Locker Fox. What they do is they tell these business owners, hey, list your unit on our, I'll get it, baby. List your unit on our site and there's no fees. And there aren't any fees for the actual business owner. So usually they're paying an auctioneer. What happens is like if you buy that unit, you're paying Storage Treasures or Bid 13 or Locker Fox 10% or 15%. Yeah. And so it's no money out of their pocket. It's just straight cash. Chris Hamilton, $2 super chat. Hope all goes well. He's praying for you. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it.
Mara Deathy Deal says, are you both going to eBay Open? I just learned what eBay Open was actually from Wade. And it's like one big convention.
It's just
where all resellers come together and they discuss stuff
eBay.
About eBay. We're not going to go, but maybe next year we can go.
We will actually be at the Alive Festival, which is the largest Christian concert in the world.
That weekend?
So those times overlap. And so eBay Open over the Alive Festival. I love the Alive Festival so much, and George has never gone to the Alive Festival, so we'll take the camper out, and we'll actually be there I'll probably be there all week, and then you were going to come over the weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mm-hmm. So I'll take the camper out, set all up, and then she'll be out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we actually already have plans and can't wait.
Yeah. So maybe next year when I'm
unemployed.
And I have more time, more free time to travel. Michael Aris Sr. says, I've been buying storage units since 1997. Love it. Love the thrill. Never took a loss on a storage unit. That's awesome.
As long as you profile correctly, you never will take a loss.
Yes.
There's money to be made. Marcus Lewis says, do you attend yard sales, flea markets, tag sales for resale? In your opinion, are they worth it? The answer is yes on yard sales, yes on flea markets, yes on tag sales, and yes, are they worth it? The reality is you can source your items to sell anywhere. And so even if you're on Facebook Marketplace, you find something cheap, your goal is to buy it, flip it, sell it higher. I mean, think of the stock market. The whole goal of the stock market, buy low, sell high. Wherever you can buy low and resell high, that's a great place to be. So you have to figure out where you can source those items, and garage sales, flea markets, tag sales, you name it. That's a great place to do it.
Michael Corciaro says, what is the least expensive way to transport storage units with a lot of furniture to town or so away?
Transportation.
2 towns or so away.
Well, that all depends on what you have for transportation. If you have your own truck, then easily get your own truck. If you don't have a truck and you've got a buddy with a truck, then buy them a pizza.
You always want to ask friends, coworkers, family, see if you can borrow their truck.
Here's what people used to say. I used to have a boat, okay? I had a beautiful Baja boat, and it was amazing. And I would always say to my friends, hey, you going to get a boat? And they go, why would I get a boat? You have a boat, and you invite me to go out on the boat. So the thing is you don't need to own a boat. You need to know the guy who owns the boat. Same thing goes with the truck, okay? So you want to know a guy who owns a truck. Now, if you can't realistically, if you don't have that person that has a truck, then you can always rent. Now, me personally, because of circumstances here within the past month, I would encourage not to rent at U-Haul, but that's me personally. If that's what you have to rent, by all means, do that and be successful. Figure out how that works in your business model and make that work.
And if you just need a pickup truck, Home
Depot
does it
usually
too.
has a rental. It all
What's
depends on the
Penske?
size.
Penske
is a truck rental
is
as
that
well.
through Taylor Rental?
It's just Penske rental. So Home Depot depends on the size of your town, and depending on the size of the actual, it's their sales volume, whether they actually get truck rentals or not. So not every Home Depot has them.
Gate City Picker says, hey, just started watching you lately. I used to buy storage lockers years ago, thinking of doing it again. What's holding you back? What's holding you back? You should definitely do it again.
This is coming from the woman who
Who wanted nothing
7
to
months
do
ago
with
wanted
this.
nothing to do with it. She's like, nope, Now she's like, what's holding you back? Come on!
Get on the Hales wagon.
Sherry Russell says, Jeremy is the spider in your pants leg now. Sherry,
Good eye, Sherry. Good eye.
that's not what's in my pant leg. It's no spider. You got another one, sweetie.
Storage Auction Pirates on the live. He says, I've always found when you start auction low, it tends to create the buyer to become attached, and it increases their chance to get in a bidding frenzy.
Yep, bidding frenzies are a good thing to have. Absolutely. Because it's a pride issue is what it comes down to, because one bidder goes, I ain't letting them get it, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom. And so
eventually someone caps off.
Hopefully,
and taps out.
Hopefully, when they spend all their money and you got it, so that's the goal. But always with your auctions, no reserve, because nobody wants to mess around with the reserve. They don't want to bid against you. With your auctions, start low, let it ride.
Susan Keene says, I bought 3 things at a thrift store. She's going to list them on eBay. She bought one item for only $3.89, and she's going to list it for $31 from the manufacturer.
Nice
job. Or it's going for $31. So yeah, so you may even get your $31, Sue. So
that's a great flip.
Keep us posted.
That's a great flip. Again, there's no other business that you can get into that is going to have the ROI. ROI is just a financial term. It's a return on investment. If I invest $100 into something and then in a week I get $1,000, that's a phenomenal thing. Now let's take it down to I invest $1 into something and in a week I get $10. That's a great return on investment. You're not going to find that typically in the stock market. It's extremely rare. If you get a 10% ROI in the stock market, that's considered incredible.
Anthony Donnell says, hi, how can I start a YouTube video? I want to do one. Anthony, you should definitely do one. It's actually pretty simple. What you could do is, because if we try to explain it, it's going to take forever, but what you could do is go on YouTube and type that in. How do I upload my first video? And there's so many tutorials out there on YouTube. YouTube's one of the biggest search engines, so definitely you want to use YouTube as a resource on how to do that.
There's also YouTube Creator Academy, which is put out by YouTube, and it's a channel to help you grow your channel and how to do the right things. We'd encourage watching that as well. But the easiest thing to do, use your phone. We do everything on the phone.
Yeah.
Right now,
so
you're seeing us through the phone.
Yeah, definitely want to use that. And then eventually you can save up to buy one of the bulkier, more expensive cameras, but our phone seems to doing pretty well.
I like everything on the phone because I don't have to fumble with here's the laptop and you upload and here and then. I take the video on the phone, I edit it, and by the way, Storage Auction Pirate, he uses the same program I do. It's Video Shop. It's just a free app, and then you can pay for some upgrades. But I edit it right there in Video Shop. It then compiles, and then it uploads to YouTube, and then I send it live.
Nana here says my favorite was the brownie.
See?
I thought that was disgusting. I can't handle poop. I will gag. I started dry heaving and I threw up. So for those of you who don't know what the brownie is, make sure you watch yesterday's video.
Oh, and by the way, in that video,
it was a prank that this one pulled on me, and he thought it was hilarious.
If you watched it all the way to the end, one of the things we did say is, hey, if you want this poop mold, then we'll send it to you. And one of our subscribers, Mick G, actually, or he goes by Ben Dover now, he reached out to us first and said, man, I need that thing. So we're going to send that out to him, and hopefully he uploads a video of what he's going to do with it, and then passes it on to somebody else. That would be great. Okay, let's see. We've got... Johnny J said, email them with questions that don't get answered live. Johnny J, that is a great thing to do, to email us. You probably have less of a chance right now actually getting me to respond through email.
Yeah, or what
I
you
can't
could do
keep up.
Leave the question in the comment section once we're done streaming, and then we can try and answer that question for the next live, because we have them every Sunday. Or early bird gets the worm, so try and hop on. We're on every Sunday at 9.
Super chat is the best thing to do because it just bumps right up in the front of us. So everything all the comments that are going on right now, if that super chat, YouTube takes it and goes, boom, you need to respond to this right now.
And then we see
that puts it right up in our face. So with the channel growth, what's happened is we can't humanly, physically, possibly answer everything right now.
We try our best. We really do.
I have to sleep, and I'm barely getting any sleep as it is right now.
Yeah.
And we have all of our personal items and things to take care of. So it's like a teeter-totter that's finally tipped, and unless I hire people full-time to just respond,
to help us,
then, and you don't want that either. You don't want fake responses. You want real responses. So we'll catch up with everything as we can. But if you need an answer, even the email right now, it's so backlogged, I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, we get hundreds of emails a day, so it's hard to keep up. So we appreciate your patience. Cory Smith says, "What's up, Hales? First time here on the live stream. Love the channel. I want to start doing the same for my family." Yes, definitely. We're glad that we can encourage you and inspire you to do the same. You should definitely do it.
All right, Anita Phillips says, hello, y'all.
Hello.
Hello, y'all, back to you. Glad to have you with us, Anita.
JB Phipps says, I have 6 or 7 subs right now with no content. Hey,
okay, so
whatever you're doing is working.
JB Phipps, here's what usually happens, okay? Now, I got to tell you, this is against YouTube policy as well, but what will happen is one channel, to grow their channel, will sub to you, and they'll send you a message and say, hey, sub to me, and I'll sub to you. That's called sub to sub. If YouTube actually finds that happening, they'll actually delete your channel. And so you don't want to mess around with that. But some other people might have just said, all right, if I sub to you, they hope that you sub to them as well, and that's what happens.
KC Kitty Cat says, George, were you doing eBay before you met Jeremy? And the answer is no. I've never sold anything in my life on eBay until I met Jeremy. I've only had my eBay account for what, 3 months?
Something like that.
3 months, and I don't even do it part-time. I try and do it as much as I can. So what's half of part-time?
The past couple weeks.
It's not even part-time. It's like half of part-time.
Yeah, your goal has been 50 items at all times on your eBay.
Yes.
So she sets, and that's another thing I would encourage anybody. You have to set a goal, achieve that goal, set another goal, achieve that goal, set another goal. And so 80% of the people who actually write down their goals, verbalize their goals, write down their goals, they achieve their goals. Only 20% of people who don't write those down and don't verbalize them ever achieve goals. So write them down, and then you can start achieving them, and that's growth. And you go, grow.
And a lot of the stuff that I sell isn't that expensive. So the goal for me is 50 items at a time or $1,000 a month extra that I could apply towards my student loan debt. So I wish I had time to list more, that way I can earn more, but right now working full-time and trying to balance a work life, having that work-life balance, it's almost impossible. Someone says we watch Treasure Hustlers. Have we seen that channel?
Yep.
Treasure Hustlers?
Yep, and Treasure Hustlers is on here.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
Clyde Harvey wants to know.
wait, Treasure Hustlers wants to know, have you guys gone dumpster diving? And so
No.
Treasure Hustlers, we have not gone dumpster diving, and I'm just going to clearly put it out there for you why. It's illegal.
It's illegal in Ohio. If it was legal, would you, or if you were to go to a different state where it was
Well,
legal?
I have done it as a teenager, but things are in, you're in a certain point of life. Everybody has certain circumstances, and so, I mean, just to be very, very clear, I've been in court with my ex-wife for over 4 years now. So the last thing I'm going to do is put myself into a liable situation that's going to jeopardize all of those things that I have going on in my life. Mm-hmm. And so where some of you go, well, yeah, it's illegal, but nobody cares about it, so you can still do it. Well, there's a reality to that, but my life isn't right now to where I would actually jeopardize things to do that. That is why we don't go dumpster diving. And the other reality is, why dumpster dive when I can just buy the whole dumpster and get it in a storage unit and go, all right. And there's no issues, although the police keep showing up, but there's no issues. But I think they just show up to get selfies with George.
Clyde Harvey wants us to explain what an internet troll is.
Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, an internet troll is someone who goes on YouTube and leaves really mean comments on content creators' videos.
So we get comments all the time.
A lot of mean comments, and we call those internet trolls. People that are mean or that come and...
They're trolling on you.
Yeah.
So we get comments of Jeremy is gay, he wears a toupee. Let me see if I can think of anything else that rhymes to say.
A lot of viewers that just happen to click on our videos and watch will say really mean or derogatory things about me.
Death threats.
Yeah.
We get death threats. We get just horrendous things.
So in other words, people who try to put you down to make themselves feel better could be another good way to explain what a internet troll is. So hopefully that's answered your question, Clyde.
So when you put yourself out there publicly on the internet, you're going to get things that aren't pleasant, and you're going to get things that aren't pleasant. So what our rule of thumb is, 95% of the people will love you, 5% of the people will hate you. Don't spend any energy on the 5% who hate you. Put all of your energies into the 95% who love you, and they'll love you even more. So some of the people that we know, I mean, we call them super fans. So we think of Ida, we think of Mick G, we think of Christine G, we think of Toot Tall, we think of, keep going with me.
Oh God, the list goes on.
Mary, we think of
Tim
Kilgore.
That sent us the super chats.
We think, I mean, we could go on and on and on.
The list goes on.
Pamela Lynn, Pamela Cole, we could keep going and going. RC, Northwest RC Club, these individuals are the individuals that we want to pour all of our energy into because we know that's where the impact is going to be. We don't try and put any energy into the negative trolls.
Yeah, so 5% of the comments that we get are negative, not all of them, right? Would you say about 5%?
Yeah, and we just block them. We delete it and block it.
And we move on. Sometimes Jeremy will come back with some funny comebacks.
Just
we
for
call
fun.
Those clapping back.
Yeah, so she goes, you need to clap back. I'm like, yeah, and she's like, no, clap back. And so I'll say something stupid, and they'll get their tidy whities in a bunch.
Willow Tacey says, hi guys, parcel should be on its way in a week or two, just saving up for postage. I can't thank you two enough. You will understand when the package arrives. All right, Willow.
Thank you. Sherry Mays Rainey says, can you report them to YouTube? The answer is yes. YouTube will delete their channel. They'll undergo a suspension and then deletion. And so it's against YouTube policies. So if you're going to be on YouTube's platform, you have to adhere to their policies. And therefore, whatever they say, you can report them. And some of that does. Storage Auction Pirate just sent $5.
Storage Auction Pirate.
He says, you all are awesome. Jeremy, I truly appreciate you. You've been a big help to me as a fellow YouTuber. Much love, guys. Smash the like button and share, everyone. Storage Auction Pirate.
Appreciate it, Pirate.
We appreciate it. And
yeah, and Storage Auction Pirate recently made an intro to his videos, and we watched it. It's pretty awesome.
yeah, go see his new intro.
Yeah.
You'll like that too. And he's got a live stream tonight after ours.
Yes.
I think on the time change. Did we try and figure that? Because we were going to try and...
Oh, I don't know.
We don't know exactly on the time change. And we're going a little long tonight too because we haven't been going... We've been off the agenda, but...
Yeah.
But we were going to jump on that too. Dan
the man.
just sent $2 super chat. Love the channel. You guys are great.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate
Sending
the super chat.
love right back to you, Dan. Right to you. Baby. I'm right here. I am right here.
Randy Lore says, Jeremy, on the $1,200 unit, if you find or found a gun, wouldn't you have to inform the police because of the previous owner is in jail for theft?
Okay, so this is one of these common questions we get all the time with guns. Here is our generalized statement. You have to adhere to your state laws, and they vary from state to state. So for us, just because a criminal owned the unit doesn't mean that it is a stolen or a hot or a gun that was used in a criminal or in a crime. Therefore, the first thing that I would do if I found a gun in the unit, which we are maybe halfway done, I would say. So
it's a big unit.
So just to recap, anybody who hasn't seen that unit yet, the sheriff showed up. They came in, they ran the VIN numbers on all of the ATVs that were in there, and then they came back and they said, nope, none of them are stolen. And
because no one has reported them stolen.
So nobody's reported it stolen,
so
therefore...
at this point, we don't know whether it's stolen or not.
So I specifically asked the question, if there's anything else stolen in here, anything else at all, what would you guys do? And he goes, how'd you know it was stolen? And I went, exactly. And so... how do you prove any of it is stolen? Now, a gun has a number. Some guns, not all guns. Earlier models aren't going to have an identification number. So what we would do is we'd jump on hotguns, GUNZ.com, and we would see if it was stolen or not. And then we would go through our state process from there. Now, if you find a gun, that's up to you whether you say anything or not. You need to figure that out in your laws in your state and whether you say anything or not. So some people will go, well, I ain't saying nothing. Christine G
just sent a super chat.
$1.99 with a $20 comment underneath
Appreciate it, Christine.
Your $1.99 and $20 comment were worth $1 million to us. So the gun, no, we don't have to turn it back in just because it was a criminal unit. We don't have to do anything. Everything in there is ours. If we find out the gun was stolen or if it was used in a crime, by all means, we would then give that to the proper authorities.
Yes, absolutely. Chris Hammer says, when you get silver that has patina on it, do you clean that off or sell it as is?
My encouragement would don't touch it. Unless you know exactly what you're doing, don't touch it.
Yeah, because a lot of people love to polish that up themselves, so they'll buy it as is. So when you post it, you want to make sure that you're going to sell it as is.
Good comment.
Yeah.
Real Talk Mentor says, Jeremy, are you on the praise and worship team at your church? The answer is, what do you think? Real Talk Mentor, I have traveled, and taught all over, honestly, the world. And so I was in a different church every Sunday. And so once my life changes happened, divorce, what I did is I found a church in my local area, and instead of feeding others in the church, I needed to be the person that was being fed. And so I have done some teaching in the church, but I'm not on the praise and worship team.
Kate says, Jeremy, I've been watching this guy that eats food from 1-star ratings to give his honest opinion. You love food. So are you suggesting that he gets on that channel or creates his own spin-off channel?
That'd be a good spin-off channel. Hales yes or Hales no? Will he vomit?
We're actually thinking about doing a spin-off channel.
We are talking about spin-off channels.
Yeah.
We are talking about spin-off channels and focusing on those as well. Mm-hmm. And as we're talking about food, George tonight made this meal that was,
I did. I tried a new recipe tonight. I found it on Pinterest. Let me find the name of it. It was chicken, potatoes. Now, this guy's a picky eater. You see him eating stuff from the units, but he is a picky eater.
I'm not picky. I'm easy. If a 10-year-old will eat it with ketchup, that's what I'll eat.
Everything has to have ketchup on it, but it contained chicken, potatoes, carrots, and then a bunch of seasoning, and he liked it. He says he likes it.
Oh, I loved it.
But I don't know if you're just trying to be polite.
I wasn't even hungry. She's like, here's this huge heaping plate. I was like, babe, I'm not even hungry. She's like, well, you don't have to eat it. I ate the whole thing.
With ketchup on it, of course.
No doubt whatsoever. Okay, Yam Lad said, hey, from the UK, what's the best profit from a unit you've ever had? A car in a unit. Okay, Yam Lad. Say that. That's fun. Yam Lad.
Yam Lad.
You will see you'll see in some of the videos we do find cars in units, and so if you go through we have playlists set up for you. If you go through the ultimate What the Hales binge list, you'll see as you watch all of the videos, it's not uncommon to find cars in units, and you'll see me bidding on some of them as well. The challenge that we have in Ohio is we can't get them retitled if we don't actually have the title transferred to us. So I won't bid a lot of money. And that being said, as far as what's the best profit, I honestly don't keep track.
Yeah, because a lot of the items in the units, he bought units 4 years ago, I'm listing them, and they're still selling for
I still have stuff. So if you were to go, I understand there's some people on YouTube, what they do is they buy a unit, and then they make you a video, and they go, well, this is the profit that I made for a unit. Well, what you don't understand in that 20 minutes that you saw their video, they worked on that for 3 months.
Yeah.
I don't buy one unit and then keep track of everything for 3 months. I buy a unit, I film the unit, I upload the video. The next morning, I go buy another unit. I go buy another unit. I go buy another unit. I go buy another. I've had units that I haven't even touched for years. They're filled with money. One of my favorite ones is the film store that went out of business. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of movie posters. I could have $1 million in there. Some movie posters will sell up to $100,000. I don't even know what the posters are. I have no clue. So I spent $1,000 on that unit. I could have $1 million and not even have a clue what I have in it right now.
Yeah, I'm going to start dabbling in that unit and trying to price some of the things and some of the posters when I have time. Lenore Cortez wants to know, how far will you travel out of your hometown?
Wherever there's a good unit, I'll travel that far. The farthest I've traveled so far for a unit is 6 hours to go meet up with treasure hunting with Jeebus. So with Jeebus and Amber, I think they share his actual first name, which is Steven. So with Steven and Amber from Treasure Hunting with Jeebus, we've traveled 6 hours. I am talking right now to one of our subscribers about flying down to Florida, and we're looking at doing something as well. So I'm going to fly, not even drive. And then we have this huge, another spoiler alert. Well, we are working on this huge project that will take us to the other side of the country. And I guarantee you that you will want to stay tuned, and you will be thrilled. You once you see what's going to happen, you're going to be like, what the Hales? You're going to love it.
John Hafnecker, and I apologize if I butcher your name. John Hafnecker wants to know, Jeremy, did you ever get those slot machines working?
Haven't even been back to try yet. So they're in the warehouse, and the warehouse is freezing cold. I have electric, but I don't have heat.
So we're going to wait till the weather
breaks, then I can get in there. But the reality is I keep going out and buying more stuff, and it's in the warehouse. Think of it as this. You take your money, you put it in the bank, and you're hoping for some kind of interest. You're hoping for some kind of return on your investment. Even though bank rates right now are so ridiculous, you're lucky if you even get one. For me, it's money in the bank. And so my return on investment could come in a year, could come in 5 years, 10 years. It's a long-term investment, or it could be short-term. We even talked about going to some of the local businesses here, the gaming shops, and just saying, hey, you want to buy these? But we just haven't done it yet.
Mary wants to know, George, do you like the new mattress? I haven't slept on it yet.
There you go.
I haven't taken a nap on it yet. Let's just say that.
She falls asleep on the couch, which is right there. She passes out. We're working on YouTube. Actually, we end up both passing out. And we end up just, our heads bob in together like...
While we're responding to
It
comments.
was just, we literally will fall asleep. All right. Cappy1123 sent $5. Are you still looking for an adept eBay retail assistant? Sending positive thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery, George.
Appreciate it, Cappy.
So, Cappy1123, yes, we're still looking for that person. Because we put so much emphasis on YouTube and doing all of this for you, which is fun. Honestly,
we're looking for a full-time eBayer.
We need a full-time eBayer.
Right
all
now
they
we have
do
a part-timer.
is full-time.
Yeah.
So that's all they do. That's all I want them to do is post, ship, the whole deal. So YouTube, working on the channel, has been extremely positive for me because it allows me to use some of the giftedness that God's blessed me with, and it's a creative outlet for that. So it's a creative outlet for education, which I love. It's a creative outlet for humor, which she loves. And so some of the people think,
which all of you guys love.
The humor stuff is all her. So
no, it's both of us.
It's
More
mostly
so you.
her. It's
More
mostly
so you.
her. She's being generous right now.
Kate wants to know, did you guys get to watch any more of the metal detecting videos? Yes, we did, Kate. Thank you for sharing that. That's pretty awesome. Some of you may already know this, but eventually we want to incorporate metal detecting ourselves and start putting those in videos. We're just waiting to find one in a storage.
We just want to find one in a storage unit and be like, all right, got it. That would be so cool. So I've been wanting to find one forever, and I've yet to find a metal detector in a storage unit.
Shady wants to know, do y'all ever go to thrift stores and look for money in pockets?
I've never searched
When I was
pockets.
younger, I did. When I was a little youngin', I did.
I don't even search for money in the pockets now. So unfortunately, not at thrift stores. I'm a bad reseller and flipper. So I probably should, but you have to understand the volume of clothes that I get. It would take me days upon days to put my hand in every pocket. So I understand people who go, "Oh no, you have to check. We find money in them." But you also have to understand, you don't have my schedule and you don't buy my
We
volume.
definitely check all the purses.
Every purse for sure.
Every book gets checked now.
I never did before.
Every purse gets checked.
And even books, I get so many books, it gets annoying looking for money. It's like, all right, here we gotta go. And it's like nothing. And so for some people, they love that. But the volume that I get, it's just not that fun for me. And it's so time consuming.
It is very time consuming. And some of the clothes that you find in storage lockers are just filled with mildew and mold. And you don't want to get anywhere near that. You don't want to inhale that. And we just keep it in the bag and we keep it moving. Dolly Charlie says, I just bought a cargo vehicle this past week so I don't have to rent anymore and save money. That's awesome,
Actually,
Dolly.
I forgot to tell you that. So Dolly got a van.
Nice.
So,
Jeebus just got a van.
And Jeebus just got a van too.
They must have both got the
Yeah,
van.
they planned this together. So super cool. And I got to see her van. That was awesome. She came and saw me at the warehouse.
Nice. Is it kind of like Taco Stack's van?
Better.
Better?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Dolly. Fist pump. Michael James wants to know, do you have better luck with a storage unit in a higher end neighborhood?
So there is that whole philosophy, if you go to more affluent neighborhoods, that you will actually get better items. And sure, that's a philosophy that sounds good. The reality is it good? So what we want to do is we want to know the basic psychology of people. So if we're in an affluent neighborhood and people have high dollar things, why would they put it in a storage unit? If they're affluent, why wouldn't they just buy a home that holds all of those things? Is the first thing that goes through my mind. That doesn't mean that they haven't put it in storage. I mean, let's think of people, they go down to Florida, they have another home, they put things in storage. I'd rather go into Florida and buy storage units there because I think there'd be a ton of antiquities there. And all of that being said, I gotta say, Daniel Fletcher, thanks for the $5.
Appreciate
that.
Appreciate the super chat.
So if you're in a good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, I've seen everything. I've seen great units. I've seen mediocre units. I've seen so-so units. So neighborhood for me has never really met all that much because you can still find anything at any place, in my biased opinion. So I think of it as people of affluency, and so you don't need a dictionary. Affluency means they have money. If you have money, you hold on to it, right? You put it, you have it, there it is, and you're not putting it in a storage unit. But you have to also understand people's lives change and they need that storage. A lot of times what we'll see is divorce, and we'll see, you see fraud, and then they're in jail, and you see all kinds of things. So think that through as far as...
I think it's going to be a hit or miss no matter whether it's
really
a
do.
high-end neighborhood or... Really?
I've never seen, as much as people go high-end neighborhood, higher-end units, I've never seen a differentiation in regards to what neighborhood I'm in. I see high-end units in every neighborhood, and I see garbage in every neighborhood.
Yeah, we see garbage in some of the high-end neighborhoods. So again, it's hit or miss. So I've been to, how many auctions have I been to with you since we've met?
Not enough.
And we've gone to a lot of auctions in the higher end neighborhoods, and I've seen a lot of trash units. And you can even catch them on some of our videos where people are like, why do people even pay money to store this?
That's the biggest question I always ask.
Why do people pay money to store trash? Yeah.
Kevin Hodder said, "What's up?
What up?
Jeremy and George." He says, Hales low. Actually, he said hello, but I'm just going to correct it. He says, Hales low from British Columbia. Wow.
Nice. What time is it there?
It absolutely amazes me that people are watching this from around the world.
Especially at like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning when you
Wow.
should be sleeping.
Wild.
Jeremy and George, in my very first unit one, I found a ton of unused Mary Kay merchandise, mostly makeup. Any advice on how I can flip it online as an entire lot?
Lot it up on eBay. Just take a picture, throw it up on eBay, and sell it that way.
Yeah. So always do your research to see what other people are doing. For me, if it's my first time listing something or I want to do it as a lot, I always go into the Soul to see what other people have done and how they've been successful for it. So you definitely can pick up ideas and advices that way.
Shady D says, "Thank you guys so much for the chats and the experience and all the information you give us. You are very welcome,
You're
Shady
welcome.
D." It's not Shady D, it's Shady. But I think I said Shady D. Just I don't know why.
D's.
Yeah. Whoa. This is a family channel.
Derek Templeton says, how do you go about selling porcelain dolls? I have over 40 plus and don't know what to do with them.
So do I. eBay. I mean, the answer is always going to be the same, eBay. So look them up on eBay.
Yeah.
And if you can't find the exact match, then just start it at an auction. Keep it low, let it ride out, see what happens.
Yeah, Jeremy's going to tell you his preference is always going to be eBay as his selling platform, but certainly you want to go onto other platforms and kind of do the research on your own. Maybe another selling platform is going to work better for you, but Jeremy's always going to tell you he prefers eBay.
Because it's a worldwide marketplace. Kate Tinsley just sent $2. Thank you, Kate. We appreciate it. It's actually Cat.
Cat?
There's no E.
No, appreciate it, Cat. Daniel Skelly says, I went back into thrifting after watching you two, paid $4 for an M&M candy dish and sold it for $40. Yeah, that's what we like to hear. Congratulations, Daniel.
Shay D, not Shay D, but Shay D says, I love you guys.
Oh,
we love you too.
We love all of you.
All right, we got another one here. Original Nethead says, watch out for some of the makeup brands. Vero is not your friend. I gotta say, never used it. So, but I do know that some makeup is high end, and especially if you find it in a thrift store that used makeup, that will flip quick. And there's high demand for it on eBay. So I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of makeup found in units and in thrift stores sold on eBay. Let's see. Kathy White says, check the back of the neck. A lot of times the name is on it. She's talking about the porcelain doll. So on any of your dolls for identification, you want to check the back of the neck. Sometimes it'll be on the back of the torso. And sometimes if you're lucky on the feet, things along those lines. Just go ahead and check the whole doll and see if you can find the identification. That will help you with your title in eBay. And that will help you with your proper pricing if you can see the sold items, if you find out what it actually is.
Sheila Stewart agrees with me and says the brownie was a cruel joke.
It's an awesome joke. JK, another one of our super our super fans who cracks us up all the time. We talk about hiring JK, Christine G, who else? We just want to hire them full time to respond to comments.
To respond to comments and then
And so JK said, "Shady, Kate, what the Hales? Canned you read today?" And he said CAND. I got your canned, JK.
JK gave us a virtual fist pump. I saw that come through. Boop, boop.
We got 11 more minutes, babe.
11 minutes.
Remember, we're going a little longer tonight just for you.
Kate says that you should have taken some lemon bars and made corn.
Oh!
Apparently, she got that poop mold for her nephew, and he loved it. There was a
corn
mold
and a peanut mold
for peanuts and corn.
D-Rup says it's only 10:30 in British Columbia right now. Renee Henderson just sent $1.99. Thank you, Renee.
The super chat, Renee.
And she left a comment that said $10.
$10.
Thank you.
I think for those of you that are doing a super chat for the first time, if you want to increase the amount that you send, there's like a little button you have to slide over. It's kind of confusing.
Oh, I haven't sent one yet. I don't know.
So,
we've been trying to learn it too.
Yes.
Fred Lipscomb said, "Love the brownie, awesome prank." I agree, Fred. I absolutely 100%
JK wants to know, why
agree.
do you need a mold?
And that is why we want to hire JK.
JK, you are hired.
To just respond to comments all day because we can't keep up anymore. And Christine G to respond to comments all day because we can't keep up anymore.
Yes, they're very witty. You two are very witty.
Because they could respond funnier than we ever could combined together.
Mm-hmm. John Boy says, "Hi guys, always happy to see you two at Q&A. We thank you all for tuning in to our live Q&A, and if this is your first live Q&A, welcome. Thank you for tuning in."
MetTV Blah said, "What was in the trunk that was in the episode with the sheriff?" You haven't watched it yet?
There was three
There's
trunks.
three trunks.
Tree. I'm saying twee.
Twee.
3.
2 of them we've already opened.
Yeah.
It's on the channel. Look at the videos.
You'll have to check out our videos.
The best trunk, the best looking trunk. We don't know about what. Actually, we do know what's in
the older one.
We know what's in the third trunk because we opened it today.
We filmed tonight.
And you won't see it until Tuesday, though.
Yeah.
But the big trunk, the one tin antique, you want to see that. That's the last video that we posted. So make sure you watch that on the channel.
If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out.
We were shocked.
Yeah.
We were shocked. We've never found anything like that before.
It was in my opinion, I thought it was a huge score.
Okay, Tom the fisherman, son of Sunny, said, "Have you ever had a problem with bed bugs?" I've never had a problem with bed bugs.
Knock on wood. Your head. Just knock on your head.
I've never had a problem with bed bugs. I've never had a problem with fleas, cockroaches. I've never had a problem with anything doing this. Now, one of the keys to that is I don't bring things inside of the house unless I know they're clean, or I bring them in for cleaning. Mattresses that are dirty, they immediately go out on the curb lawn.
Yeah.
And they don't come into the house. And then typically, 9 times out of 10, my clothes are actually going to be washed. So when I come back inside, they go into the washer. So even though you see me wear the same clothes every day,
he gets washed daily.
They go into the washer and then I wear them again because that's the clothes that I look a mess in and I get messed up in.
Training of Patriots Academy says, "Do you have a store you sell from? I am in Apple Creek." Apple Creek was where you took me, right?
Yeah, we've been to Apple Creek.
Yeah.
Well, we were just there. Yeah, we've been to Apple Creek.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have a store that we sell from? The answer is no, But the answer is also yes. So it is not an official store. Linda asked a good question. Okay, we'll get to it. It's not an official store. It's a warehouse. We open the warehouse up to the public on the weekends. So if you go, hey, I really want to meet Jeremy and George on the weekends, you probably will not meet us because we won't be there. But an employee will be there running a garage sale style with inside the warehouse, and a lot of the community likes to go in there. Okay, what are you cracking up at?
Linda Willis wants to know, Jeremy, have you ever had diarrhea from eating that old food? No,
so anyways, the warehouse is open on the weekends when the weather is good. When did I just had diarrhea today, didn't I?
He always has diarrhea of the mouth. Sometimes he can't zip it.
Do you signs match? Are you stars aligned? I think she's talking about astrology.
Kilopolyful.
I don't follow astrology at all, so I have no idea what our signs are or whether the stars match. I do follow Jesus, though. All right. Pamela Lynn says, LOL, Linda. Shay D says, the ravioli with the skin. That was kind of a rough day after that. I might have been on the toilet for a while after that. Do you have one? John Salt said no, but he's had a brownie, LOL. Might have not been diarrhea, but that brownie. Woo!
That was rough.
Oh my god.
That was
Yours
rough.
had like a shiny texture, so it looked so real. It looked so real.
It tasted good too.
Ugh.
Yeah, it tasted good.
Ugh.
All right, what do you got, sweetheart?
Marcus Lewis wants to know, do you ever increase your bid just to get another buyer to pay more? That's called shilling, right? If you increase your bid.
If you are selling something on eBay and you're shilling, he's asking, if we're at a storage unit auction, do I run the other buyers up? So he's saying, am I trying to run the price of a unit up just to make other people buy more? And the answer is no. I don't bid unless
you want to try and get
I'm not bidding
for the least amount, right?
I'm trying to get, first of all, I'm trying to buy something for the least amount, and I don't bid on anything that I don't plan on buying. So I would never run anybody up for the sake of just running them up. To me, that's foolish, first of all. Why would you, and I don't even understand why people go, oh, they're running them up. Well, how do you know when they're going to stop bidding? So if you go, well, I'm going to run them up. Well, they stopped bidding. Whoops, now you got it?
Right,
so,
how do you benefit from that?
There's no benefit whatsoever for anyone. I only bid on things that I actually intend on buying. And that's it. And if people ask me, do people run you up? Well, if you consider them bidding against me, running me up, then they bid against me. But the highest bid is going to win. And when I stop bidding, that's when I stop bidding.
Mikey0011 says, been doing some thrift store shopping using the smartphone for pricing. So if we encourage you to do that, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Gotta use that smartphone. Okay, let's see. Anthony Dinal says, George and Jeremy, thank you for helping start a YouTube video. It means so much to me. That's great, Anthony. We appreciate all of your love and support. Thank you.
Jim, yes, thank you so much. Jim Panther wants to know, how many items have you sold so far on eBay? Does this keep like a track of 2 months?
You're going to get a 60-day count.
A 60-day
So he's
calendar?
Asking you specifically, right?
Total, yeah. Let me look.
Because if he's
and see.
asking me, I have no idea. Because I've been selling on eBay from the beginning. eBay came out and I was selling on eBay.
Let me see what this tells me. I've sold I've been doing this for what, 3 months?
Yeah.
And this is giving me 60 days.
So that's giving your
this
60-day
isn't accurate. So I've sold maybe 81 items in 60 days. Yeah, that sounds about right. 81 items. So not bad for being part of part-time.
Part-time. Shay D says, I would watch y'all over a TV series anyways. It's hard not to just watch scripted poop mold. Play-Doh poop mold. So, thank you.
Yeah, so in other words, don't pull that prank again.
Maybe I told you already I wasn't going to do it anymore. We're good.
Tony Khan says, thrift shops and rummage sales have been my mainstay for years on eBay since 1996. Saw all the changes, but agree with you. eBay, the biggest and the best. So yeah, it seems like Tony Khan's made a comment too where he's been selling on eBay for a very long time and has always been successful.
That's great. Sweetheart, one more question and we got to wrap it up.
Oh yeah, it's almost 10:30. We got to wrap it up.
Can you believe it?
Gosh, I wish I could answer all of you guys' questions.
And we
There's
even
just so much
went
to...
long tonight.
Yeah. Anthony Bleakley says, spread the message about eBay scammers who try asking for the email address linked to your PayPal. I just got hit with one. Don't give them your email. Anthony, I did too, where someone made an offer on one of my items and wanted me to give me, or instead of paying, he wanted me to give him my email address linked to PayPal so that he could pay me that way. And Jeremy's like, it's a scam, don't respond.
Everything's a scam.
Oh my gosh, it's been an hour and a half into the live. We got to wrap it up. We appreciate you guys joining in with us. If this was your first time on our live, we hope that you enjoyed it and you had fun hanging out with us. We'll be here next Sunday for our next live, and stay tuned for some videos throughout the week. And Jeremy's gonna wrap it up with another song. You guys ready to hear him sing?
I'm not sure if I'm ready to sing. You're happy and you know it. No, let's change this up. If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales.
Type it in the chat box.
Right in the comments.
Right in the
comments.
comments.
If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales.
Type it out so we can see you guys in the chat.
In the comments, in the chat, type it. What the Hales. If you love what the Hales, then... Come on, help me write this. Then type what the Hales. Yeah, that works because that rhymes.
Don't hop off the chat until you type what the Hales.
What the Hales. Type what the Hales. Okay, we got it now. If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales. You love what the Hales, type what the Hales.
Type it before you hop off.
If you love what the Hales, then what the Hales are you waiting for? If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales.
Gear Gridden sent a $6.19 super chat. Appreciate it. Says, for the great intro and the outro, have a good one. Thank you so much.
If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales. If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales. If you love what the Hales, then what the Hales are you waiting for? Yeah. If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales.
Someone said, what the hell is he talking about?
What the Hales am I talking about? I'm talking about this.
If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales.
Do you sing in church?
Love what the Hales, type what the Hales. If you love what the Hales, then what the Hales are you waiting for? If you love what the Hales...
Someone said, what the hell's my dog farted?
Type what the Hales. Love what the Hales, type what the Hales.
Junior says, you crazy dude.
Love what the Hales, type what the Hales. If you love what the Hales, then what the Hales are you waiting for? If you love what the Hales, type what the Hales.
The dog was just singing along. This was better than what's on TV. Hales and Taco Bales.
Nice. If you love what the Hales, top what the Hales.
Someone said, now shut up.
You love? Okay, I'll shut up now.
That's
If
what a
Jeremy
YouTube
eats out of the unit,
troll
type,
is.
what's that smell?
If you love what the Hales, top what the Hales.
What's that smell? My cats are crying.
If you love what the Hales, then what the Hales are you waiting for? If you love what the Hales, then what the Hales. What the Hales?
The dog's screaming. It just keeps going. My first live Q&A, love it. What the hell's, why is George hiding? What's that smell?
If you wondering what that smell is, say, what's that smell? If you're wondering what that smell is, say, what's that smell? Yeah. If you're wondering what's that smell, then you're probably watching What the Hales. If you're wondering what's that smell, say, what's that smell?
If you know music scales, what the hell's?
If you know music scales,
JK said
sing. Oh, of course, JK did. Sing what the Hales. If you know music scales, sing what the Hales. I can go on forever. Are you ever gonna stop this? If you know music scales, then sing what the Hales.
What's that smell?
If you know music scales, sing what the... I think George farted. Debbie Vaughn. Yes! Yes! She's always crop dusting me. What's that smell?